Hey everybody. Hey, what's up, Figs? What's up, Eurytion? Zuma. How about Zuma? Hey, Figs, Monday. Monday, I'll cover your stuff. That's when I do the podcast, so I'll go over all that then. Hey, so check this shit out, right? I'm gonna let the room fill up here for a minute before I go into this. But this is the cover I did for the super cheat codes coming out. Right? Remember this? Super cheat codes. And yeah. Let's just say tonight is the night when, you know, you think let me explain something to you folks. Explain something to you. So let me go to my freelance folder, retros, S, whip. So these here, matter of fact, if I right click from there, it might crash Photoshop, so I don't want to do that. Let's go to freelance retro. So I have this process. They declined. Well, let's get into this. I have this process, right? That starts like this. When I have to design anything that involves graphic design or whatever, I usually give them an option. So I started with this too. This was based off the previous version I did. This was more like the box for the SNES Classic. We went this way. And then I went and did two layouts like this, and sent them over. I added this controller because that's what I do, right? Now that's just what I know. You guys know me, I like my controllers. This book is digest size, like Reader's Digest. It's tiny. So they wanted Ghouls and Ghosts because they got to go through Capcom. And then I added a little character from the boss and another character from the game because, you know, for fun, right? For fun, right? Little elements. The main character is the big dude, and these are just fun elf. These are for fun. So they sent it back to me and said, hey, why don't you give them the gold armor? And they actually, apparently this company, MEO, makes an actual SNES-style controller. So like, could you make this our controller? I'm like, sure. So I mock this up, I kick it back to them, and they're like, that's it, make that. So then I go and draw the line art, and I send it to them. And they get this whole thing, right? They get this whole thing, and they go, that's cool, color it. So I color it. The only thing they wanted me to change was, see here, the reference they gave me for the controller, these things look slanted, but apparently they're straight. So I fixed that. And then I sent it off. And you think we're done, right? You think we're done. Well, here's the thing, folks. They eventually sent this to Capcom. Capcom decided to send me this. They apparently want the controller to be more of a focus. These characters need to be bigger and smaller. They're not in the proper scale as the main character. And I'm like, fucking dicks, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit's fucking flattened. This is why I hate working for people, folks. Like, I think in order to make these kinds of changes happily, you need to be younger. Or you need to have a career in which you've been paid properly for your troubles. I am not getting younger, and I have consistently been screwed over monetarily. So now, you know, I get to these points, and I'm like, you fucking dicks. So I made it real simple. To change this shit, I'm going to charge them more than it cost me to do the cover initially. Because I'm fucking annoyed beyond all reason. And I'm making this video to let you all know, you know, that, like, shit has to be done. You know, it sucks that there's a middle guy in between us, and it's not the middle guy's fault. I just don't understand, you know, how you go through the whole fucking process, and now I'm getting fucking art directed, you know? Like, I don't get it, guys. I try to wait till Brandon be ready so he can be on here to talk about this, but he's off fucking around doing whatever, so no Brandon. So, how do you deal with this? Well, first off, he's supposed to have 2 fucking legs, so a lot of shit has to be drawn and rebuilt and whatnot. Now, I'm used to dealing with weird fucking changes like this because of my shitty career. So I'm going to show you all folks why I design things a certain way. Why my art process is the way it is. It's not just me. It's just the fucking way life is. So this is the flattened piece. Now you can see all these things. What I do is I save all my lines, my process. I save them in steps, right? Also, whenever I draw something, no matter whether it's going to be covered up or not, I draw through. See, I drew the whole character before I started, knowing some of the stuff was going to get covered up. Why? So when they want me to cut this guy out and move it around, I don't have to figure out what the fuck's going on back here. It's already figured out. So if we go here and I line this back up, you can already see I kind of like figured this out. I still have to draw this shit and ink it and color it and everything else. You know, I'm telling you, man. I had a long conversation with these guys before I started. Last time they just wanted a Mega Man's face changed. They just don't get it, man. And this is one of the reasons when I go online onto Twitter and rail against Capcom, I'm like, you fucking dicks. You guys understand what chibis are? You understand what these aren't realistic interpretations of these characters, right? This guy's 2 screens tall in the fucking game. You would just see like his mouth right here. Like it's just for fun. You guys get it, right? This is just for fun. When you see it, you go, oh, that's cool. No one's taking it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, so this shit's going to get all covered up, as you can see. That was a colossal fucking waste. He has to be redrawn. The controller, and they want him holding the cable. See, back here, they want him holding the cable, and I got to redo the fucking lightning and everything else. So, it's grunt work. So I got to mock something up right now. I got to mock this up and send it off to them. So hopefully they get it back to me by Tuesday, and they need it by the end of the week. Why so serious? You're welcome to jump on Skype, Kyle. Cause I'm fucking done with this one. I was done with it. I was done with it. I got a life, man. I got a fucking life, right? And it just irks me to no fucking end when you show them every step of the way, and then they're like, oh yeah, completely redo the whole thing. Fucking assholes. This is why people do digital paintings, by the way. Because if it's super loosey and painty, it's super easier to fix, So the whole industry moved that way, That being said, I don't see the sales selling more, so hasn't produced a product that sold any more or less. I don't fucking know, I'm going to be honest, folks. I'm going to be honest. I'm probably never going to be a famous artist because I'm getting real fucking tired of this. I'm getting real tired of it. Oh, now Kyle's sick. Your turn. It's Kyle's turn to be sick. I mean, I'm just getting so sick of this shit. Like this irks me to no end. This is a perfectly fine fucking cover. Perfectly fine cover. Right, they wouldn't fit on the page. So now they're like, I mean, what's the fucking, like, Christ all fucking mighty, like, hold on. So we take this, snapshot it, we'll get rid of this. Like, dude, that controller is now going over the screens. No one's buying the cheat codes for their controller. So rather than saying, oh, that's their controller, or they have a controller too, oh, it's got these games, you would buy this because maybe it's got a nifty cover, but it also got these things for the game, and it's kind of nostalgia. Now it's turning goddamn product placement for their shitty fucking controller, which wasn't the point of putting the controller on there in the first place. You see how this works? Dicks, everything I hate about corporate America. Oh yeah. Oh, that's it now. Oh, now I'm gonna buy it. Oh, but this was way off. But now, oh, now look at that. Oh, God, thank God that controller's right there, because that's the real winner. That's it. Oh, that's what I want. Fucking morons. You know? Yeah, it does. It sucks. It sucks. Now it's product placement and the characters are getting shoved up. By the way, fucking assholes, it's going to get carved down to something like this. So you see all those characters right there? When it prints, it's going to get trimmed to something like that. So, like, that controller is going to take up almost a fucking half of the fucking cover. You know? Like, if you kind of look at it, I kind of designed it around that. See? See how I designed it? So all the characters would fit. You get a little bit of trim here by the bat, but see that? But oh no. No, 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 no. Oh no, thank you, Capcom. Thank you for letting me. This is the way. I fucking hate this company, you know? Like, I really do, guys. It's not the Capcom we grew up with. Alright? Gotta remember this. I know we're all blinded by nostalgia and shit. But fucking they all suck. Get to work with one fucking company that impresses me. You know? IDW stays out of my creative layouts. I'll give them that. IDW is like the most creatively free situation I've had to work with. Except for that time it went back to the Japanese. So as long as IDW is giving the okay, it's okay. So here we are, right? Here we are. You know? Like, I don't got enough to do. You know? I was right in the middle of drawing the next IDW cover when I got to come back and fix this shit. What do we got going on tonight? You're going to have to go back and listen to the first 14 minutes. I'm not repeating this one. So, here we go, right? So I'm not going to draw the fucking thing. I'm going to mock it up. So at least I have this, right? At least I have this to fucking deal with. So first things first. I'm going to turn that off. Actually, first things first, I'm going to turn all this shit off and cut these guys out. Using Path Tool. I'm going to be honest, folks. I mean, I'm really serious when I say once I'm done running out power prints and I ship whatever version of GameCube I'm just going to end up shipping to the backers who paid for it, I'm probably only going to make my own stuff moving forward, you know? The Megavisions guys are dope, but I just don't think I want to spend the next 10 years of my life doing this, you know? I think it's time for Rob to just do what he wants to do, you know? Maybe go get a fucking side job at the goddamn 7-Eleven on the weekends. so I can bring in an extra 15,000 a year and put it away towards retirement. You know, I'd rather be media. I'd rather be, you know, unknown and just happily making my own. I just don't think I'm making things that are broke. You know what I mean? Like layout wise or structurally, or I just don't. I just think these fucking assholes are so out of fucking touch. You know, they always got to put their fucking fingers into something so they feel like they did their job. That's basically it. You know, and it's like just fucking stay out of it. Like their time to get involved is when I send them roughies. You know, not when it's all fucking done. It never gets old, man. Yeah, I mean, well, it gets old, but it never. It doesn't get better. You know, so goddamn literal. This from the culture that has chibi everything. Explain that one to me. Yeah, I just think it's because a white guy did it that they have an issue with it. You want my real opinion? Having worked with enough Japanese publishers, I can tell you. You know, I can tell you where it's coming from. It's not like any of this shit sells for me when I go to cons. It's always a shit I conjure up. You know. So I'm friends with the guy who publishes this fucking thing. So I'm gonna fucking fix it. But I'm just telling you guys, it's like even the IDW stuff. It's fun, but it's like, man, I just don't know. You know, just don't think I care anymore. You know, guess I'm just a stupid fan artist. You know, at least I can make the versions of the characters that mean something. I'm not spending all my time drawing product placement controllers that are supposed to be there for fun, not taking up the whole fucking cover. So stupid, you know? Giant fucking controller on a cover that's literally the size of a TV guide, taking up the entire fucking TV guide, you know? What was supposed to be a fun thing then turns into their fucking. See, they tried to say it was all Capcom, but Capcom didn't come up with the controller. That's not their shit. So I don't believe them. You know, I believe this is like the people who run this thing and Capcom getting involved. And what about this? Oh, and I think this. And you're right. It should be big. Yeah, we're gonna let them know, and it should be this, and it should be that. That's what's going on. You know. Why would Capcom care about a third-party controller they don't sell? Their scaling of the characters, that's typical licensor shit. The size of the controller, or the controller being a focal point, fucking dicks. Then my wife was like, I don't know if you should go online and tell people about this. I'm like, what else? What else do I have? You know? To all future people, if they ever watch this in the future crafties, you know? Get out. Get out of this game. Make your own thing. You know, find something that, only work with people that are willing to make changes when they need to be made. You know? Not when everything's done. Ridiculous. So, let me snapshot that. And then back here. Where's their fucking... Make control new. I gotta put this up on my other... So I carved those out. Now I have to go and mask out Arthur so I can put things behind him. Power of path tools. One of the many reasons why I just stick to Photoshop. People go, why are masks important? Right now, this is why masks are important. Just my irritability for people giving me directions. I mean, if it was coming from someone like a Todd McFarlane or someone who I feel could teach me something, you know, it'd be one thing. When it's coming from shitty fucking art directors who can't art direct their own fucking games to save their fucking life. You know, they keep making Breath of Fire games that look like shitty fucking J-pop porn. You know? Or Marvel vs. Capcom games that look like generic dog shit. They're gonna fucking tell me how to draw a fucking cheat code cover. Make that a new path. And I'm going to have to continue that over because it gets so fucking huge. Here, here. Do, 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 do. Alrighty, and that's gonna have to be brought in, and B, you want that covering up. That's why we use masks, right there. So if they want to change, I didn't erase it. And you can't do that in a clipping mask. All right. I'll always keep it real. You know, it's just... So for so many years, I'm like, hey, I'm the team player, man. I'm the guy who can fucking make changes. It's one thing when you got a salary, you know. It's another thing when you're like, how much do I get paid for this shit? Fuck you guys, you know. And it comes from people that just haven't done it in a while because they have salaries and they're like, oh, I make changes all the time. Yeah, because you get paid fucking 60, 80,000 a year. When you're making like $300, you're like, fucking, I'm done with this shit. You make the fucking changes, genius artist, you know. Mr. Genius Art Director. I've been an art director. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't... It's the last man standing. It's the guy willing to take all the fucking hits. Not impressed with the art director. You know? So all I gotta do is mock this up. Don't have to fucking actually draw the whole thing. I'm gonna actually put that behind, underneath. Let's move that underneath. So it's underneath where I cut it out. Cause see, this hole is, see? If I didn't do this shit, I'd be over here having to figure out. This is why I draw in silhouettes that are complete and I build the construction around them. So I always have this shit figured out if I ever have to go back and make a change or add something. You know, this is why I don't just sit around drawing. Like, you know, you see these artists all the time, like, okay, I'm going to draw Hulk today. And they just start to kind of go like this. And then they kind of go out some muscles. And then they do this. You know, that's why I don't do all that shit. I connect everything. I draw through. Because you just never know, man. Like, you never know. Okay, that's going to have to go away. And we're just going to have to cut that out too. And probably going to need to cut around underneath that. Probably this too. It'll just be easier to redo that stuff. And then I need to carve that out. Better. So let's go here. The path tool. I mean, when I was in t-shirts, you know, you get changes all the time. It gets bought, then they want this added and this added. I never cared because I was on salary. You know, I'd just go and get it done. You know, this shit's different, man. Like, I think this shit's for the digital painters. You know, and I think the world deserves to get a bunch of fucking shit that's all just digitally painted. You know? Because changing line arts is hard, so, you know, you get, you get, I hate it though. I hate what the art community has become since I was a kid. That's why when I got artists now telling me how things are, I'm like, it won't be in 10 years. Remember 10 years ago? Remember how this was all different 10 years ago? Well, what do you think it's going to be like 10 years from now? You know, so it's just like, you got to sit around and this has to be another way, you know? Hasn't netted them better sales. Everyone's art looks the fucking same. Can't tell one artist from the next. Bunch of little fucking art clones. So go look at all the game logos made in the last 10 years, and they're all like Helvetica fonts. You know, look at all the classic arcade logos, and no one's making anything like that. They go, well, it's cartoony. I'm like, this shit will last forever. The Street Fighter logo would never be made today. It would just be Helvetica Street Fighter. You know, that's what art's become in corporate America. Sucks. Minecraft's logos weren't developed, you know, in Microsoft's the bowels of Microsoft. Can you imagine? What generic corporate dog shit would come out of that? Blizzard's the only one close. The only one left making anything remotely fun. That's it in America and mainstream gaming. With their logos and design. Let's take this. Alright. So I need to... Let's paint underneath this really quick. And just use a basic. This is why I stopped working for Tom for 2 years. He started art directing me. Hey, they pay their senior artists. You know? He started art directing me. You know? He started going, telling me where to put things and place her here and do this. And I'm like, fucking draw it yourself then. You know, like, I like it, Tom, I really do, but I'm not up for this. And I'm not getting paid enough, and I don't care enough about, you know, this thing. I'm not a good little soldier when it comes to that anymore, you know? I did it. I did it. I'm done with it. This is the last fucking time I do this shit. You know? I mean, Game Informer had one change. It just didn't like the sunset scheme, you know, after the fact. You know? And it wasn't a big deal to change that before I started coloring. And I was fine with that. You didn't hear me complain. I'm like, how about this? How about this? I wanted them to be happy. But shit. If I was completely done with the whole thing and then they were like, oh, we don't like the sunset thing, it's like, fuck. You know? How much of a colossal fucking pain that would have been? I don't want to merge that. I didn't mean to merge it. I don't want to group it. Because I don't want to redo the work I already did. Controller. See, comics, they approved it, and then they changed it. You know? So, what are you supposed to say to that? You know? It's not like it wasn't approved. It's just they just went and made more changes after the fact. What do you? I mean, you know, yeah, you're fucked at that point. I'm charging more, but it doesn't matter, man. Like now it sucks. You know, now it's a giant fucking controller. I got other shit to do. You know, is my thing. You know, it's like I'm done with this. You know, you guys want to fix it so much, fix it. Here's the art. Have fun. You know, pay me my fucking shitty amount. None of it's worth. Look, whatever they're paying me isn't worth it. You know, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm only doing this because I'm friends with the fucking guy who's kind of stuck in the middle. You know, that's my fault. I shouldn't be so much. I shouldn't be nice. You know, my life is just worth more. You know, I got other more complex shit to do. Yeah, it's soul sucking. It's like you fucking and I don't believe any of their changes mean anything. That's the other thing. Like when I see those changes and I'm like, this is completely pointless. This is just some asshole sitting around trying to act how smart he is. Then I get a real case of I don't give a fucks. You know, I got the I don't give a fucks. You know, some guy's over here just trying to act like he's Mr. Art Director. And you fucking draw it. You're so smart. You know, that's how I feel. Yeah, it's just some dude sitting around thinking how we can plus this when you know what you need to do? You got other shit to do, right? Guys, go fucking fix your own games. Why don't you make a Street Fighter game that has a goddamn arcade mode? Get the fuck off my back, you know? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you make a Street Fighter game that has actual online fucking play? You know, not that bullshit thing you released on my fucking Nintendo Switch that doesn't barely fucking works. You know, why don't you go and next time this stupid company puts out another collection of NES games, why don't they actually put it on a Nintendo platform? Hey, how about that? Say the fuck out my art, you know? I don't consider myself a great artist. I just consider myself a guy who's like, here's all the steps. You know, what would you like me to do? Oh, you'd like me to do this? Great. So, you know, I'm gonna play ball, man. But this is why I told people, you don't have to like it. You just gotta get it done, right? So I don't like this. I don't like any of this. There's a term I invented this week. It's called grumble fucking. I'm just gonna grumble fuck my way through this piece of shit, you know? And by the way, I'm never gonna fucking show the version they want. Other than here. You know? Stupid company. It's like YouTube called me this week to talk about the channel. They do this every year. And they're like, you've had some growth. What do you think? And I'm like, they're like, well, maybe you can make smaller videos. I just told myself, I don't want the artists that come with that. I have a very specific vision for what this channel is supposed to be. And if people are going over here to learn about the basics of drawing and have a real good time all the time, then this isn't the place for them. I don't want those people, you know? Because sometimes they're going to have to do some shit they don't like right now. And you're going to have to do it well. I can't fuck this up. It's going to have to look like it was always intended to be this, you know? So, who else is going to talk about this shit, you know? All my art friends don't have the balls to. They go, oh, get in trouble, or I don't want to offend. I'm like, fuck them. They're not doing us any favors. They're getting away with it. That's what they're doing. Let's go ahead and snapshot this. Where's the fucking lightning? Should be in the effects. Paint over, glow, teal glow. No. Glow 1, teal. Let me duplicate this. Put it up here. And then I can just line this right up to whatever nonsense they drew. Put it under. where's the stroke I initially had? Where's my stroke? So I make the stroke layer its own layer. Come up here, turn that on, and then get rid of all this. Ah, scheiße. Alrighty. See, if I hadn't originally drawn him through, this would have taken twice as long, maybe more. You know? So lesson learned here, folks, is draw through your characters when you're laying them out. It won't take you that much longer when you're in that mode. You know, and if you have to make changes, then you can just pull from those layouts and drop back in and quickly be able to mock up what they need. There. It's going to be a giant controller. People are going to love it. They're going to be like, that's why I got it. Oh, that controller. Oh, it's so amazing. All right, everybody. That's it. That's the lesson to learn tonight, right? Is, you know, you got to fucking make changes. You don't have to like it. I will never advertise this piece of art. So I'm going to finish this up later on this week, but I won't even stream it. So this is all you're ever going to see from this version of this art. When you go to Walmart and you see this, you remember they fucking did this. You go, thanks, Capcom. Thanks, Capcom. Go thank Capcom, dicks. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. Talk to you later. Peace.